Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here of KW Bonsai. Today we're looking at my plain ficus, my simply styled ficus tree. And we're going to do some top pruning. And we're going to check out the roots that we carved in the last video. So here's where we carved the root. You can see it's starting to callus over. The root surface is becoming more rounder. It's sort of swelling up, creating its own vein. Here's a shot of the other root that we took a slice out of. Also healing over. And the dead wood in here is hanging in. It's not rotting away yet or anything. It may eventually, but that's okay. So that's the root carving. It turned out pretty good, I think. I'm happy with it. There's another one around front here. A big groove we carved in it, which is also doing well. It's even getting some roots coming off, aerial roots coming out of here. So in previous videos, we've always been letting the top grow because it just didn't have enough leaves and vigor at that point to start pruning the top, kind of, pruning for compactness and starting a finer ramification. So if we go up top, you can see how much it's grown since the last video. And it's growing really well right now. The spring sunshine coming in. So it's time to start pruning the top of the tree. My goal for this tree was always to make it a very plain shape. I have the sister ficus to this, which I call Fancy. Has all the aerial roots and multi-trunks and is the opposite of simple. It's a very complicated looking tree. This one was supposed to be simple and elegant. And last time I repotted it, I picked this as the front of the tree. And now I'm thinking, maybe it's not the best front. We may go back to the plainer front, which is more over this direction. So I'll turn the tree around. Yeah, I was looking maybe more of this as the front. And there's a few reasons why I'm kind of liking this front for the tree. One, it's a little skinnier at the root base and it flares up a little nicer. And the trunk kind of comes towards us a bit. We get the division of our two trunks here. Our thicker trunk slightly forward of the thinner trunk, which is good. And yeah, it's a fairly pleasing view. If we go back to the other view, we kind of have the trunk comes up and has this kind of kink here. The structure is very tight, one trunk almost in front of the other here. It's not a bad view, but I don't think it's as elegant as it could be. It kind of has this fat, complicated base and then goes up into the elegant trunk lines. So kind of the bottom doesn't match the style of the tree at the top. So I'm thinking if we go back to our other view here, somewhere around here, I'm thinking this is going to be more of the front of the tree. So when we repot it next time, we'll change the position again. Yeah, in bonsai you're kind of always reevaluating the trees, always looking for kind of the best features and that, and I think this is a more pleasing front for now. So the next step, we're going to start pruning the top of the tree. And we're going to keep our elegant trunks coming up, but we're going to start making it more compact and more refined in the canopy. It's getting quite big for the plant room now. It's all the trees are growing. Once spring hits, like this time of year, all the canopies start growing and they all start shading out each other. So you have to kind of keep them pruned. Otherwise nothing fits in this room anymore. So that's the reason I'm going to tackle all this top growth. It's just getting too long for the plant room and it's starting to shade out all the other trees and just getting too crowded. So here's a close-up shot of the root base if this is the new front of the tree. And we'll just pan up. You can see the tree dividing. and dividing again and again and up into our canopy. The first area we're going to prune on this tree is we have our main trunk coming up, dividing into two again, and we've got some branches coming off of these trunks down fairly low in this tree. And if I let those grow, they'd become too thick. They may look good on the tree eventually when we have our canopy developed, but for now we're going to prune those off and clean up our trunk line. There goes one. And I'll try and turn this so the camera can see it. There goes the second one. And we have another one up here. Gone, and one back here. So this will clean up our trunk line a lot. There we go. And we'll go back to the front view here and see where we're at. So we've cleaned up our lower trunk line, and now we're going to go higher. So right here we have this trunk dividing into two, and we have a horizontal branch coming off, which is our third branch of this junction, which we don't want. So we're going to get rid of that, like so. The back trunk comes up, divides into two here, and I'm wondering if we need that branch here, because we do have it dividing higher up into two, which would sort of match the style of these other trunks dividing up here into two. So I think I'm going to take this branch off too. These lower branches, we can always regrow them at a later stage. You'll find as you prune the top, you'll get sprouts coming out of the trunks every now and then, as the tree gets older and more mature. So I think that flows better. We've got the one trunk coming into the two, into the two, into the two, looking better. At this junction here, we have it dividing into three in the one spot. We have branches fanning out here and here, and then this vertical trunk kind of does a sort of a strange thing. So I think we're going to get rid of that. Maybe. Let me see. If I keep it, we've got kind of two trunks or two branches that are over kind of lapping each other. One's behind the other. It may be better to get rid of one of these, maybe this side one. We want to keep some front depth to the canopy, so we got to keep this one coming out front for sure. If we get rid of this vertical one, we're going to create quite a hole back here. If we get rid of this one, it's kind of duplicated with these other ones. So I think we're going to get rid of that one. So here we go. Let's just do it. That's gone. Let's see how it looks now. Yeah, I think that still looks good. Okay, we're going to continue with the pruning. There's a better front view here. I had it slightly off before. This trunk line kind of follows this one up, which isn't really great. There is a branch in here we can remove. Right here. That's growing inside. Get rid of that. I'm going to start shortening some of these tall leaders too, in an effort to get the tree more compact. And we're taking them back to the first set of leaves, doing directional pruning. Trying to keep as much ramification as we can, but also bringing the tree down to make it more compact. Yeah, there's some places we're going to have to shorten a lot of these branches. Deciding how far back to take them. Maybe to here for now. Can always shorten them more later. This tree's getting a good pruning. It's been a long time since it's been pruned back quite short. We've just been working on building up the vigor of the tree, which it's quite vigorous now. Just knocked the dinosaur over. A raptor. Moving some of the inside facing branches. Trying to keep the tree fanning outwards. So there you can see, for the first time we've got our simple, elegant structure developing. You can see the start of the canopy, how we're going to have our tropical umbrella style canopy up top, but it shows a nice, clean, elegant trunk structure underneath the tree, which is nice. We still may do some more root work to try and improve the flow going into the ground more. We've got a lot of roots developing still, so there'll still be further work done to the tree. But if you compare this tree as it is now to our fancy tree, it's quite a different style, and that's what I intended, was one plain and one fancy. Both trees, when they started out, were almost identical looking, so I just wanted to show what you can do in styling a tree, if you can, your choices and how it affects the outcome of the tree. So here's a shot showing how much I've removed from the tree. You can see the tree in the background and all the foliage in the foreground, so it's quite a major reduction. And because the tree is so healthy and it was growing so vigorously, it'll probably sprout out with new shoots everywhere, and it'll be a good start to our fine ramification in our canopy. That's it for today. We've got a new front for the tree. We've kind of given it a plain, simple, elegant design, and we're starting to develop our canopy on top. So the next phase will be to let all these new shoots grow in that'll sprout everywhere after pruning it back, and we'll repot it to give this the new front of the tree. So Nigel Saunders of KW Bonsai, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.